All right. Hopefully, audio and video and all the good things are working. We are gonna jump in, do a little more Zelda. I'm a little enthused. A little bit enthused. Or am I lost? My soul is lost today. It's a little tricky. We have the Norwegian flag being repped here. My wife is in Norway, and last night she has landed safely in Norway as of a couple of hours ago, and so she's well on her way to enjoying a fun solo girls trip with her sister to Norway to trace their Norwegian roots, and I have every expectation it's going to go great for her. I am remaining here in Los Angeles with my kids. But last night, I dropped them off at my parents' house so that they could babysit, and I have a little time to myself to do whatever I wanted, and I was quite lazy. So, went to a bar, saw some friends, and had some whiskey, drew some pictures, came home, went to sleep, and couldn't help myself but get up at a decent hour this morning, tidy up, make a little breakfast for myself, have a little coffee. Now I will do some Zelda before I go pick up my kids and have a complicated day of parenting for the rest of the day. But for now, it's still a little bit me time. Me and you time. Let's see what we're looking at with the old... Where's the old Zelda? What are we doing? Oh, darn. Here. Does this work? Yeah, that seems to work. Okay, so we can see some fun progress here. This was from a few days ago. And this is pretty much where we're at right now with it. And you can see we're making progress. In fact, I'm not exactly sure how much more progress I even feel like making on the darn thing. There's certainly a lot of small things that could be addressed, but I don't know. You don't have to chase every... Yeah, okay, there's a little difference here. Let's pick up this file. Let's do it. Let's assume this is the one we're moving forward with. It would be nice if we just knocked this out today. I mean, what's stopping me? Right? So what's jumping out? I mean, to me right now, there's a little gap here where the fire... We enlarged the fire, but we didn't fill in where it was. Does the fire look better like this? I think it might. So that looks a little artificial. Maybe we just turn it off for now. I think that looks good. That looks good too. I'm not sure if it needs whatever that is. Less is more, right? Why not? Let's see what else we can turn off. If I turn off these background lines, does that help? I mean, that's kind of cool and painterly. That's kind of rad. Split the difference, maybe? Half off, half on. I don't mind them. I put all that hard work into them. But maybe lessened. What else can we get away with less of? Do we need all these big, thick lines on Link? I think need is a harsh term. But maybe they're overstated. Maybe I should color them. Don't mind these having less black in them. You know, and maybe they should be red. Make those lines red colored. So at least it's like contributing some color. I don't know. Here's Link's lines. Like if his hat was a shade of this green. Would that be bad? Why did it get darker? Can't even tell the difference. Why? Okay, that's green. Maybe everyone else can see it. But I'm having trouble. Maybe I shouldn't mess around with it too much. I do feel like it might be smart to just turn them down a smidge. They're a little overstated. What if we bring back some of these shadowing, like occlusion layers on Link? Is that useful? Bring them back, but make them a little... Because we already drew that information. You know. Maybe both ways? It certainly looks like shadow to me. Does it go too far? Will I regret it? Right now I'm testing with a little on and off some of the yeah, it's interesting. I like some of these, the ability for some of these layers to come back and influence the composition a little bit more. I mean, whatever helps get it to that cinematic look, right? You can tell, like, I've never brought a piece to this kind of finish. I have no idea how to stop working on something. In general, with my day job as a storyboard artist, we never get past color. I mean, we never get past the black and white. So now here we are. What do we do? That's interesting. Am I crazy, or does this look good? There was a point in which we had some of the, yeah, I think the shadow is a little overstated on Link. Something is not quite working there. It's looking pretty cool. What is this little dot? I don't just want dots everywhere. Have some reason to it. Oh, we never did the fire. Definitely still want a strong sense of these epic god rays. Some of this is bleeding into the sword, sword and shield here, which I don't want. At a distance, this is looking pretty... I'm pretty pleased with this. And I don't know, I mean... What might be smart... I'll work on it a little bit longer. But what might be smart is if I don't take too seriously the notion of, like, being finished right now. That's not... Yeah, that's not a word I like to use. I think it does make sense, though, to be a little honest about that reality. I'm not sure how far to take something so that it's finished. And I think it is sort of smart that before I, spike the ball or anything like that, maybe I move on to a different piece. What I'm going to do for the rest of the stream, I'm going to stream another like 40 minutes. Here's the plan for the rest of the stream. Here's the plan is I'm going to work on small details that no one's going to notice, no one's going to care about. And I'm going to call it done for now. And that'll be it for that. I'll move on to the next piece on a different stream after that. And that will give me some space to come back to this with fresh eyes, because I'm motivated to be finished, but I don't want to have like motivated reasoning forcing me to see something as done when it shouldn't be. At the same time, I can be honest with myself. I'm running out of things that are bugging me. And and that's sort of how I approach getting a piece closer to finish. Is it the parts that I need to fix, or the low-hanging fruit of opportunities to improve a piece are not there anymore. And now what is left is just sort of nitpicking small things or advocating for changes that are a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I think his hair could be improved a little, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do or why. Like, what color is Link's hair, right? What's wrong with it the way it is? But something isn't quite right with the materiality, the way I've depicted it. Maybe it's just reflecting too much blue. Are these God rays working? Oh, geez. What happened here? Why was I so lazy about it? You can see here where I cut it out. It looks like I was very sloppy there. The hard part is I don't know how to fix that. Like, this won't work. Will it? Let's just see what that does. Super sloppy. Because when I did it, I was just doing it to, like, show what would come next and why, but I don't know why that doesn't look that bad. It really should be screwed up. But it's less noticeable as I'm doing it. Well, if it's working, I guess. I think it is an interesting idea to be honest with myself about where I might get a little lost with how to proceed and on some things. That's okay. Why is that so bright? Let's turn off all of this. All of this extra stuff. All that atmosphere. Just do some fun and entirely unnecessarily noodling on Link. Yeah, don't do that. I'm having trouble just picking colors. I'm not sure what is going on. What kind of color is that? It's just the application of the thing. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. It's one of those streams where I'm glad the chat is dead. What am I doing? Why am I drawing little hairs? What sense does that make? Why can't I stop myself? Okay, so what I'm trying to do right here is make it look like the auburnness of his hair is coming through a little bit more faithfully. It's like makes zero difference. Look better? It's like I can't. What difference does it make? Hair. How does it work? I think in some ways also, like, the mistakes I make might be good for the piece, you know? Does it really need? Oh, this is weird too, because I'm using all the... I forgot to turn off all these other layers. Yeah, that's interesting. Hey, Liam. I'm doing well. I'm struggling, actually. We're gonna... Here's the... Thanks for popping in. I was feeling lonely. I just turned off a bunch of the atmosphere layers so I could adjust some fine like, we're now at the point where I have to admit, I don't know how to finish a drawing. I don't know what, how do you know when you're done, and what are the last things that you do? I think I'm okay with being done soon, and also just sort of being like, hey, you know, this isn't a life sentence. I can say it's done, post it, and move on to the next one, and live with the cringe regret if I spot something I should have fixed and whatever. I mean, how often does that actually happen? Pretty much never. It's like the practice, right? Liam, you would know this, where like you post something and you instantly see the thing you need to fix, and it's too late. you scour your stuff for like you can see it, and you're like, okay. I don't know what it will be, but like I know I'll see it. Like right now, I'm like, is this eyebrow too thin? I'm not sure anything is annoying me. It's almost like, because I'm also not like a super picky guy, so I don't feel like. And also, like, I was just a second ago, I was fixing things, and I was like, you know, to an extent. Here's the thing: is like, there's always going to be an issue with like uncanny valley stuff too, right? It may benefit more from being imperfect than from, you know, don't fly too high to the sun, or, you know, what is the analogy, but and like, what am I doing? Like, is this helping? I almost like it better before. Fuck. You know. I messed with his hair a little bit just to like see if I could get it looking a little more auburn. I don't even know if I did a good job with that. I think the thing is like, okay, awesome. Well, I mean, does look? Let me turn everything on. So this is all the various layers that like help add the atmospheric perspective and all the things that are. Yeah, so so the stuff I just turned on are like sort of crucial to. Yeah, I think it's perfect too. Let's just call it done. So stick with me for a second. I'm gonna pull it into Photoshop, and we're gonna see if there's anything that like the magic of Photoshop can do in terms of like, whoa, what if we hit auto tone or auto color and it makes it look really cool. Here, let's zoom in for a second. Turn off all this stuff. Like, it's not worth it to, like, chase down and stress over, like, oh, what if their shadow in here was, like, slightly darker or something like that? It's like, that doesn't matter, right? This thing looks like $1 million. This is the shit that, like, someone would shell out money for, right? Like, hey, call me Nintendo, you know? I think it's good. And, like I was just espousing a second ago, it's not a life sentence to put it out there and then, hey, I've missed something, I'll work on it more later, or whatever. Here's probably going to be the process, is I want to get all of them to, like, essentially this level of finish, and then maybe then I'll come back with fresh eyes, I'll get, like, you know, broader audience feedback, if there is anything that actually needs to be fixed. But I mean, let's keep it 100. This is me, this is human, you know, I'm learning, and I think it's cool. And it's just this is number 1, baby. We'll get to the others in a second too. So all right, save, and then let's pull it into Photoshop. Let's do it. Okay, so here we are in Bridge. So this is the fun little progress. We can actually see, like, if we go like this. Oh, shit. Oh. Okay, we can step through it a little bit like this. And see all the effects. You know, I'm like, kind of like this too. But I need it to seem also like there's more distance and more space in between them, and I think this is what gets at that level with the depth. But yeah, at this point, like, what do? You know, you just give me hope when I find your channel. I always use lines. I'm afraid to go with render. The lines, your process, the lines you did, nice combination with the rendering. Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with lines, you know? Let's look at the record here. Let's look at the, you know, here's well, these aren't good examples because these are not high enough resolution, but like if you look at Botticelli, like, all his stuff is linear. Like, line is not a bad. I think the case for the, like, just jump right into painting and use the whatever. I think the case is overstated with that stuff. I really do. There is a different look, of course, but it's time for lines to come back. This is here's my argument. We can see the power of lines. And what I can do, I mean, like, the digital process, you can paint the, like, maybe it's like I have a little bit of background in, like, animation, and you know that, like, or like in comic books, for instance, like, it's all about lines, you know? You can add color and still make it look awesome to line art, and Renaissance artists did this for sure. I saw a Leonardo da Vinci close up. Oh, I hate that, like, you can't even search for Renaissance, like, actual Renaissance art without finding nothing but AI. It's terrible. I hate this now. I hate the world. There is, you know, I don't know. Like, his process on painting some of these things, like, it looks like it's blended or whatever, but if you zoom in, like, it's like tiny lines of application. where it's almost like brush or cross hatching with paint. You know, it's still linear. This is a funny thing. I have I've done my own study on on the original Mona Lisa. I love this detail. The cleavage in the Mona Lisa is a single brushstroke. It's a tiny, tiny, like, line, like one width of a single line that makes up that, you know, lines are back, baby. We're bringing them back. Okay, so to Photoshop. And all I'm really going to do in Photoshop is maybe screw around with some sliders and see if I can get it from like 99 to 99.9. Because there's no... Here, let's double it up. Make this a new version. If you've got... Let's put a 10-minute limit on this venture so that we don't spend all day on it. There's no need to spend all day. Okay, so and this is fun too. Look at this. This is the original thumbnail. How fun is that? Got all the energy. The whole concept is rendered there, and we just follow it to its completion here. We'll do this with all of them. Okay. So if let's say that I don't see anything I actually want to fix or feel like I need to fix. So I'm going to do the absolute worst thing where I'm just going to select it all, copy it, paste it on top of itself, and let's screw around with some of these other modes, because what's fun is that when we do a good job sort of setting this up, sorry, whoops. Why is that? How do you do the full screen? Why is Photoshop? Oh, you have to hit F. Okay. I just want to make this look big. Make big. This is the best part of the process. I feel like it can be. I'm not going to labor over it too much. But like, you're aware, I'm sure, of like, you love something and then you put it on Instagram and you're like, maybe I'll add a filter, and you add a filter and you're like, whoa, what a difference. Like, crazy how a little bit of dodge and burn or brightness and contrast can like make something look crazy. But if you take the time to... Is there no in between? Like, does it have to... Scrubby zoom? How do I hate Photoshop so much. Fit screen, fill screen. Okay, that's okay. It's tough because I'll look up here. And then you can see it down here because you're seeing it already in a thumbnail, pretty much. Okay, let's see what happens if we screw around with some of these layers. Okay, this is on multiply. I just like doing this where it like feels like, okay, we've put in all the information. Like what happens if we apply that information in different ways, you know? Color burn, linear burn, you know? But they all have the same sort of tinge of like, it feels like the colors are still working. Feels like the light is realistic. It's just being like, right now we're like looking at it with sunglasses on or something, right? This is darker color. It doesn't seem to have much effect here. Lighten screen. So this is cool. You know, just the whole thing is all the information's there. It's just brighter. Color dodge, like kind of a cool effect, but a little overblown. Again, too overblown. lighter color. We don't need that. Overlay is usually my go-to, but I feel like we've already applied some of those kinds of things to it. Soft light. I mean, this is kind of cool. What is this? If we zoom out. It almost is like... I like that effect. I don't want it to be that much more. Okay, let's try... So this says soft light on 100%. Like, this is very concept arty. But I don't like that we're, like, losing Link entirely. I'll remember this for another time, but I think this is potentially cool. And if we split the difference... I mean, you know how it is. You want a reaction out of people, right? How do I get them to smash that like button? Smash that like button. Like and subscribe. I like the way this looks. Soft light. I'll remember. Soft light at 50% looks good. Let's try some of the other ones. This is hard light. It's the soft light, hard light. Oh, that looks very intense. No, thank you. Vivid light. I mean, all this stuff looks cool. It just, like, right now this looks like some rendering from, like, a heavy metal magazine. This is pin light. Doesn't seem to have much difference. Hard mix. Look how cool that is. You know, this stuff could be on a t-shirt. Divide, hue, saturation, color, luminosity. Okay, none of that is very interesting. So this is normal. This is based. And so if we go to soft light, this is 100% at soft light. This is 50. Kind of like it. I still get Link. The eyes going where I want it to. Maybe split the difference a little bit. 25%. Save that. What if we... So, setting that aside, setting the soft light tweak aside, we have that if we want to. Chromatic aberration. Ooh! Is there a shortcut to do that? Do you know, like, I haven't done that before. Is that like a typical filter? Like, I know what you're talking about. That's kind of cool. Can you talk me through the process via the chat, or is it can I just search for it? Chromatic aberration. Copy the image and paste it up. Okay. Okay. I have that here. So layer 19 here is the same image, is copied and pasted. Click Control J. That's probably Apple J on the. Well, what does that do? What is? You better Google it. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Photoshop chromatic aberration. Let's see here. How to create create 2 duplicates of the image. Okay. Name one green and blue and the other red. Okay. I think this looks like... This basically looks like it. Okay, so let's do this. Green and blue. This one will be red. Let's follow along. Let's learn together. Okay. Layer styles panel. Okay. Panel should appear. See a bunch of options. Okay, we have to learn all of them for today. Haha, just kidding. Haha. Advanced blending. Okay. 3 little boxes. Oh, that's interesting. General blending, advanced blending. Okay. 3 little boxes. Click the G and B boxes to untick them. This will remove the colors from your image. Did I do that right? If I put it here. Doesn't look like I see anything. I don't see any difference. Move the image? Oh. Ah, okay. You are correct. Okay, so you're right. And so I'll do the same thing here. Okay. I'll turn off red for the green and blue layer. So which one goes to which side? I'm sure it'll say. Green and blue layer will go to the right, and the red layer will be nudged to the left. And save up because we are done. Okay, so green and blue layer goes to the right. Did I do that right? Okay, and then I'm not sure if I'll notice much difference, but wait, did I do that right? Green and blue layer will go to the right, and the red layer will be nudged to the left. I just can't tell my red right from left here. Okay, red went that way. Green and blue. It feels like I can't tell much difference with the green and blue stuff. I can't tell any difference. You can erase some parts. Oh, like in the middle, right? I just want to see if I can see the effect. I'm not even sure if I see it. Look at the shield. Okay, I mean, I see that. It's interesting. Is it better for it? Wait a second. Hold on, turn all that off. How come I don't see the blue shifted? That's weird. Red is red. Did red go to the left? Oh, I didn't put the red to the left. It's interesting. And the creature there is green. Interesting. Okay, let's use some eraser and see what happens. Is this better? Like, I can't tell. Luckily, these are all, you know, non-destructive techniques. We don't have to worry. Let's play. Let's play around. I mean, where should I erase it? In the middle, right? Because it looks more dynamic. Okay. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. Here's I'll pick your brain about this. The so let's do this. Let's let this stand. I think this is cool. Let's also that's a fun trick. I need to play around with that a little bit more. Let's also because this is what I was going to do, which is what's happening here? What's this weird thing? Okay, looks like it went away. There's like a weird speck there that goes away when I zoom in on it. So it must be like an error or something. Look at the skulls. You see a lot more than I do. I don't. I'm not sense they look cool with the chromatic aberration. Okay, cool. I have to be honest. I am not a color genius with those tiny things. It's only getting more and more real to me how the world sees things that I don't. But I appreciate the coaching on this. Do you? You know, you have a lot of Instagram followers. Are you worried about putting stuff up that, if I, so far the images I've been posting with the Zelda stuff have been glazed, but I don't. Yeah, the skeleton. Yeah, well, yeah. I am a little bit doubtful that the glaze, the trade-offs with the glaze, sort of having this weird effect on the image, and as to whether or not it actually protects it is sort of a little bit in doubt. And I'm should I not even be worried about that stuff anyway? For this, I'm considering just putting it out as it is, without doing any protection on it. And just in hopes that it gets a little bit more traction, and I don't know what else to do. Because otherwise, if I put I don't want to be like a guy that puts a watermark. I don't even like putting signatures on things because it's I don't do it in my work, and I think it's a weird. I don't like shoehorning things into the composition that don't belong. So I'm not planning on doing anything like that here, but I have a little bit of personal anxiety about being okay, well, this is a cool image, I'm putting it out there, you know, I don't want an AI bro to download it and, you know, run it through their thing, but there's nothing I can do about that anyway, right? I don't know if I'm asking for advice or if I'm just saying I'm worried about stuff, but it's a little bit true. You should put your mark. Maybe I'll do something. Okay, so so let's do a little before and after, because, you know, Photoshop has this auto tone, auto contrast, auto color, and I've used this stuff in the past just to see if it helps. Do you feel like this helps? This is auto tone. It's I honestly can't tell. Before. Too dark for Link. Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, this is... Okay. Yeah, losing some of that green, I guess. Okay, so this is auto contrast. Same sort of thing. Getting too dark on Link, probably. Auto color. So this is a big departure. I think we're losing too much of the fieriness, but let me know what you think. This is before. Like, I like seeing this. I like this. But this is with auto color on. Yeah, no. I like this. Makes it. This is like the Zelda aesthetic. Like more colorful. Should we play around with the layers or the levels? Sometimes this can be fun. Look at this cool distribution. Not an expert on this stuff, but you know, if I felt it needed something in a pinch, like sometimes I go to here. It's my go-to. I don't feel like it needs any of this stuff. I feel like this looks good. Well, should I put my mark on it? It's been forever since I put a it's gonna look gross, probably. What can I do? What did I used to do? Here, let me save this version. Did we already do that? Soft light? I think that's already on there. I like this. Okay, so let's save this. Do a little... Doot. That's interesting. What happened there? Did something just get turned off? Right? I can't tell the difference. Actually, I like this one better. Oh, the chromatic aberration is what's different. Okay. But you say this is more dynamic. Alright, let's go with that. Pixel tweezed. Pixels tweezed within an inch of their life. Okay. So let's bring it back into... Oh, that's an interesting thing is I don't know if unsupported effects or adjustment layers have been detected. Ah. Here, let's not do that. We are going to have to... Well, let's see if I can remember how to make a little mark in Photoshop. I guess I can take 2 seconds to see if I can remember how I used to do my signature. What are all these weird brushes? You know, I don't use Photoshop for the brushes. What are all these? Ultimate thick and thin inking brushes. That's good enough. Okay. What I used to do... I used to do this, and then I would... You can let me know if this is too much. That's not even legible. That's not too bad. And then do that classic. You know. That's too big. I need like a... make it less obvious. color that doesn't suck. Try that. There. That's not too bad. Maybe. I want to fade it down more. What do you think? Is that cringe? Should I just take it out? I don't really care about the signature. Bring it down, opacity maybe. I like it at low opacity. That almost looks like dust. Kind of blends in with the dust decently well. Zoom out. Doesn't hurt the rest of it. That feels okay. You can definitely give me signature lessons if you think they're called for, but I think I'm okay with this. Because my eye goes where I want it to. And then if you're searching for a signature, you can find it. Tell you something scary, though. I have seen the AI stuff, like, where it will generate art. If it thinks it's supposed to generate, like... I've seen images where, like... I've seen these on work images where, for the sake of completeness and making something look like real art, the AI will put a signature in the corner where like an artist would put a signature, and they look like real signatures. You know, they're sort of unintelligible, but it's sort of like, that's like someone, you know, they're not only scanning people's art, it's like scanning people's signatures on stuff. Creepy shit. All right. It's creepy. It's creepy. I'm not a fan of how that's all going. That's why we fight back with real art. Doesn't happen in an instant, but this is looking cool to me. All right. Let's do it. Let's save it out. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'll do the saving. I don't like to expose my file structure to the internet. Here, let's do this. Let's wrap it up with a reaction. Do it for the algorithms. Okay, if I turn off all that. Right. And now I gotta go, what do I do? Alright. Look gross. I love hamming it up for the, Wow. Whoa. All right. Some fun ones there to select from. I'm going to call it a day. Call it a day on this. I'm going to take a few minutes to post it. We'll see what everybody thinks. Okay, because I now post these to YouTube, there's a point where I go to the camera and say, smash that like button, like and subscribe, comment if you want to comment, don't comment if you don't want to comment. If you like it, say you like it. If you don't like it, say you don't like it. Unless you're an AI bro. This stuff is not for you. AI bro. Okay. That'll be it. I really want to give a big shout out to Liam for helping me with the artistic eye. I need artistic eyes. And Liam, exciting. Next time, next stream, start all over on the next one. More color from scratch. We'll see how it goes. It'll be fun. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. And I will see you next time. Adios.